Hello and welcome back to Esoteric Ebb. There are no session note updates, but I suspect that's because we're in the final area of the game. I might be wrong, but it kind of feels like this is walk around, talk to everyone and get your conclusions. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to walk around, talk to everyone, get our conclusions. Now, I think that the thing that's going to end this section is when we put in our vote. I'm fairly certain that's what's going to end it. But we are also going to leave some things till later. Like Darrow, we're going to leave a little bit. We may leave Lady Sageleaf. We may just do it when we see her. It will depend on how I'm feeling at the time. But yeah, it's roughly my plan. Now we need to somehow do this in an organized way. So let's start by coming down here and exploring this section, which I guess is Viskin's section. Also, who are you? Actually, I guess we're going to start all the way at this edge then. Okay. Hello. Also, can I behold everyone? I can. Fantastic. Aha! A hagling, in fact, not quite so horrible and foul as a true hag, but that's not always a betterment. If anything, they might even end up in more positions of power due to their nature not being so completely evil. The hagling cackles like a good hag should. Oh, we might not get full dialogue with everyone. This is who Rickspiter was. I was struggling last time to remember. Okay. You see Rick standing outside the tavern, the stone tablet before her covered in papers. Oh, why, if it isn't the Cleric? Have you voted? She lets out a dramatic, exasperated breath. Hell's bells! I'd completely forgotten about it. Voting was the last thing I've thought about today. But yes, I should go and toss in my card. The hag, however, raises her hand and says, I voted at dawn, when they opened. For the agriculturalists, of course. I like their manifesto. They're a bit too small business-minded for my preference. But not bad. You got any plans for after the election, Rickspiter? Oh, nothing I can talk about too concretely. Not yet, however, anyhow. I've got a few expansions planned. Currently, the third place business is covered in housing and the palace, but the north wall is quite ripe at the moment. So I'm thinking about taking on something new there. I've got a few potential locations scouted out. The north wall, I live there. How lovely. Don't tell anyone you heard it from me, but there are plans for a new living complex on the upper dungeon floors. That means there'll be lots of foot traffic. That means there'll be lots of thirsty people. Anyhow, it's all just ideas and concept, for now. Depends on who wins the election, too. Hopefully the Freestriders. That should make my plans easier. What about you, Lisa? Any plans for the future? I've only just started to think about it, but... Rickspiter gives her a fiendish grin. It's quite the idea, the hag cackles. There is no mega coven in Norvik. That will change with the election. Potion brewing focused on Ascani resources. That would be big business. There are many hags attempting to form something. Lots of intrigue going on behind the scenes. Now, I believe our dear Lisa here would be an excellent CEO. She's terribly skilled. She's got Freestrider contacts. Her CV is about twice as long as my life story. I'd actually have to join a coven to do that. Rickspiter blows out air and waves her comment off. Just make one! Going the communal socialist route of sharing and caring will only result in infights and power struggles. We can totally get you some funding. The haglets will come dropping in like vultures afterwards. You'll have a mega coven in no time. Always the optimist. Fake it till you make it. She winks at you. Yeah, we don't need a mega coven in Norvik. I beg to differ. So you're okay leaving your hiding place, Lisa? Yes. The omen appeared to fade once you left us, Cleric. Whatever you did, it removed this stink of blood and guts upon the strings. Lucky that. I'd hate to see anything bad happen to Norvik's most prominent freelance hag. So nice of you to say that, Rix. So when she was seeing blood and guts on the strings, she was seeing Gorm potentially slaughtering her as one of the Earth folk. I know, I'm a doll, because it wasn't about whether they worshipped Earth, it was about whether they, lived in Earth. I'm gonna head inside, pointing at the tavern doors. Oh, you can't. We're closed. Don't worry, I have a key. The fiend thinks for a second and snaps her fingers. Right, Ulz's. Just don't go losing that key. Ulz's is allowed to hand them out according to her contract, but I'm the one who has to pay to replace the locks. So don't go dying in some cave somewhere. It would cost me a fortune. I would never die like that. I'd love to believe you, sweetheart, but at a certain point you clerics just can't be in charge of your own mortality rate, you know? She sighs. Just forget I said anything. See you around. Alright, guess we're going to start by going in. So we can also travel around in this, which is interesting. To a degree, like we can't go that way. Okay. Oh, we've already fully done that. Big party outside. You serious? It's the election. I'm joking. Just because I'm on a divine mission doesn't mean I can't be a little silly sometimes. She takes a swig of wine. I have a good feeling about this one. This ongoing change, it feels different. Might just be my superstition, or perhaps all these people share my lair. I share my lair with these days. But I like this era. It's interesting. The Sphinx puts down her barrel. Or maybe it's the wine talking, she says with a mysterious smile. I agree. It's a good feeling era. You've only lived for 30-something years, human. Wait until you've lived through 3 eras, then you can comment. I'm 27, actually. Oh, interesting. She sips on the wine. Old as the era, huh? Yeah, so Earth was saying something about there being something that caused all the strings to go weird. And it was probably our birth, we're assuming then, huh? How prophetic. Yes, I have destiny on my side. If it helps. Anyway, how did your little planeswalk go? Went great. Good to hear. I figured that emerald would work wonders. Been a while since I handed out a key like that. Anyhow, how did it go? Well, we're going to tell her everything. We owe her. I met Earth. You did? How is the old badger? He's good. Dead, but good. Good to hear. Sad, but good. I'm just happy you survived. Going out beyond isn't exactly the safest hobby. She finishes her barrel of wine and lets out a sigh. What a lovely day. I think I'll have another. I'm in a very good mood today. She's so drunk, she's doing the opposite of speaking in riddles. Did Isk Urim come by to see you? The snail! Oh yes, I haven't seen one of those in eras, literally. He came by here? He did, we had a lovely little chat. So you didn't know him from back in the day? Oh goodness, no. Do you realize how many of them there were? She laughs. Sounded like he wished very much to revisit me in the future. I'm looking forward to it. You haven't changed your mind about that, you know. No, Cleric. She gives you a wide smile. I have not. Good try. You sure you're not voting? I'm fine, truly. You're not lonely down here? Oh, my sweet Cleric. This place will be packed tonight. I'm just enjoying the silence while it lasts. See you around, Dolzes. Okay. Yeah, there's no way to go there either. So you can't go to Pillar Crossing and you can't go to the city below, is what we can tell from these ones, which is useful info. Who are you? Lady Chamar Mountain Lamb? Who the hell is this? A follower of the holy mountain of Divinitorum, she hates you, entirely due to your blood origin, or maybe there's something else. Ah, of course, it's not you she hates herself. The human part of herself, the part that places her below her glorious golden celestial masters. If she could sever that humanity, she would do so in an instant, all for this slim chance to hear the choir. Beyond the veil of a faithful servant, there is also a layer of scheming. Yes, this woman is not so much kneeling before power, as much as she is intending to grasp it, or grasp as much from the hierarchy as she is able. What an interesting woman. Huh. So I'm assuming that you meet her if you agree to work with the Celestials. Okay. Cool. Well, let's chat. Cleric? The hooded woman stands in the corner of the city, her faded eyes following your movements closely. I'm here on but a quick task to deliver a message to you. Oh, or maybe she wasn't in the game at all, and she is merely a representative of she is here instead of the golden guy. What message? She sneers, placing her hands behind her back. Then her eyes grow light, her voice goes deep. Any life in her face fades into a neutral, calm, emotionless existence. Then she speaks, almost sings unnatural words. Rag and Hemlin, our speaking came at an inopportune moment. I wish to proclaim an additional thing to you. I found your behavior reprehensible and crude. You represent exactly what we in the Golden Horde believe to be the nature of humanity. You are clearly less special than I imagined, and I apologize for attempting to communicate. Hugs and kisses. The light in her eyes fades and she scowls at you. Hugs and kisses? The ambassador enjoys that phrase. He does not mean it in a needlessly friendly manner. I think you're taking some liberty of interpretation there. She bows her head. The ambassador will know you received the message, but on a personal note I suggest staying away from the service, Cleric. You do not deserve to see the light of the choir. Oh, okay. After making her rude comment, the Western woman walks away in decisive steps. Well, that's fairly rude. Hello. Behold. Oppressive? The merman landlord is fishing in the river, as per usual. He acknowledges your presence with a grunt. Still working on that fish? He grunts again. You sure you don't want to hear more about the esoteric pocket that popped up in the middle of the night, just in case it comes back? No, Cleric. I wish to keep my mind off esoteric things and events, if you please. Alright, be boring then. A man of business, not chatter. Grunt and leave. Okay, also I was thinking I should probably have Druidcraft on here. Just, you know, given what we're doing. Wandering around. Soldier. The Dark Knight greets you with a word. His voice emanating ominously and quite esoterically from his armor. He does not say anything. You cannot get him to speak, but you know all too well there is something here you are missing. Okay, so you met with Gorma Paladin just like you learned about manhood from the duck. You got his axe. Alright. Nice. Wait. What? By the gods, look at his armor. His axe. The way he speaks. He's a paladin. One wrought in rage and darkness. Resurrected by Visken. Yes, a shade of an old icon. And you know which. Oh gods, it's... Yes. Borgo Darrow. Yeah, we already knew that, I think. The one and only. His corpse must have been stolen by the foul pale man. Your Borgo Darrow? No response. What did he do to you, my lord? He says nothing for a while. Darkness, soldier. Decades of service, all to darkness. He shifts his armor, an unnatural creak reaching your ears. The coast aligns itself to the tune of weak fools, sticks bundled into kindling, waiting for a spark. I serve Visken. I served Earth. A man needs to serve. Tomorrow I might serve another, or I return to the darkness. He leans in, his voice getting rough and low. I am Shade, soldier. I exist to serve and vanquish. So you want to serve Visken? The necromancer animated me. I am a shade of his making. What do you remember of Earth? He was a man. He brought great things to the lives of men. I served him well. You fought during the conquest. You killed trolls. Foul beasts. They were good combatants. What do you think about Earth folk today? They are weak. Their choices will haunt them. I care not to watch. Thanks for the axe. Caretaker allows your touch only for now. Either the bloodlust will overtake you in time or you will return it. Those are your options. What do you think about your descendants? Magistrate Darrow is your what, great-grandson? I care not for their trifling. They're a clan of spoiled weaklings. An embarrassment on my old flesh. Oh gods! That's one condemnation if you've ever heard one. You would like your great granddaughter, though. She's an evil warlock assassin. Oh, what? Yeah, she tried to kill me multiple times with dark magic and everything. Multiple times? She failed at killing you? They really are related, aren't they? Like father, like descendant. I'm not that easy to kill. What an embarrassment. I'm gonna say I don't understand. That is not my problem, soldier. I'm obviously gonna tell him about Earth. I actually spoke with Earth just a little while ago. He snaps his head in your direction. Your stomach stirs. Speak, soldier. I met him in the beyond. He's dead, but his spirit remains. Earth is. Tell me, what does he speak of? Norvik faces enemies on all sides, free striders, corrupt magistrates, foreign threats, and he still wants us to face the risk of democracy. Hypocrite who chose genocide to avoid risk. He asked me if a man should look after his own tribe above all others. He's still our god, stuck as a channeling force between worlds. I'm going to tell him about the corrupt magisters and the foreign threats. Then he is a bigger fool than I imagined. The Dark Knight grinds his gauntlets together. For when I learned he faded, I did not mourn, for he led this city into ruin. Earth was a fool, Earth was meek, that is why he failed. Meek? No, sorry, not meek. Heretical language from a shade of a man. Orgodaro has fallen into despair, and this is all that is left of him. Leave him in his wallowing. He's watching us, Lord Darrow. Always. He is silent for a bit. Leave me, soldier. The time will come soon. The reckoning at last. Listen. Death is on his mind. Blood and death. He speaks like a slogan machine. I'll be keeping Caretaker for a bit longer if that's okay. The Dark Knight does not respond to your comment. But you feel the dread aura. It is seeping out of his armor. Walk away. Okay. Well. Behold! Oh, we already got everything. Engage! The kobold stands in a corner watching over the area with the eyes of a hawk. Or the eyes of a kobold? Potentially. Cleric, go! I do not want to talk, not to you. That's rude. Why are you so rude? You are rude. Have you ever looked in a mirror? Rude face on Cleric. You can't see my face, I have a helm on. No. That is no helm, that is bucket, under bucket, ugly face. Sticks and stones may break my bones. That is true, but that has nothing to do with this conversation. Stupid Cleric. The kobold growls at you. Then his eyes suddenly light up. Wait. Did I remember? Milk run. Uh-oh. Cleric need to pay. 10,000 crowns, now. I wasn't able to sell any of the milk, though. Of course not, because Cleric is stupid. Now pay. No. Of course, Cleric can't pay because Cleric is terrible and stupid. Now Cleric leave and Cleric owe me recoup. Do you want your crossbow back? The kobold squints at you. Cleric is playing game. I do not trust you. No really, you can have it back. I'm done with my adventure for now. Okay. He slowly lowers his guard and holds out his claw. Give, now. Alright. He snatches it from your hands the second you hold it out. It is back. Ost hides it behind his back as if you'll be taking it again. You do not get again. Never. I'm going. I mean, I didn't manage to sell his milk. I felt I should at least give him his crossbow back. It's only the right thing to do. Right. Hello. Already got everything there. You approach the crocodile man, a deep growl coming straight from his stomach. The sound causes you to shiver. You know he is hungry. Kraid does not often visit city during day. Not so many good targets. A few, he says and nods. A few. Kraid hungers. Relax, Crocodilus, relax. Kraid is very relaxed, human. The monster shrugs. For now, the hunt is sadly ceased. This election is not Kraid's time to shine. Meaning to ask, what's in those slog dogs anyway? The crocodile man stares at you for a moment, then he shrugs. Depends. Kraid is master chef. Kraid makes slog dog out of everything. Ah, so if I'm like allergic to something, you can't really guarantee my safety. If Cleric is, as you say, allergic, then Cleric does not have constitution for life anyway. Might as well die. I agree. Cleric is wise. He shrugs with a grin. So you're just hanging about? Fiskin asked. In case of trouble, he asked Kraid to, yes, hang about. Kraid hopes there is trouble. His mouth drools. Good day, Kraid. Okay. Mice? Or rats, I should say. You approach the 5 happy rats in a circle. A joyful squeaking fills your ears. It's almost like they're holding a little debate. Gang warfare. Little ones, they are honorable rats. The spell activates and your ears are suddenly filled with the most horrific sludge. Political bickering. Are you a fool? Squeaks the red rat, his tiny whiskers quivering with righteous fury. The blessed teachings of Earth demand human supremacy. These streets belong to the children of Norvik, not some mongrel coalition of... Good little rat. Oh, spare us the dead god propaganda, interrupts Yellow Rat, rubbing her paws together. What the city needs is economic freedom. Join the Free Cities trade network and watch prosperity flow like grain through a broken silo. Democracy, commerce, liberty. Liberty, the green rat practically foams at his whiskers. Liberty to exploit the working rodent. Your free trade is simply slavery with extra steps. The Workers' Party demands fair wages for every creature rodent, even the oppressed sewer newts. Why does the green one speak like a Virginie Highlander? The white rat wrings his tiny paws desperately. Please, please, can't we all just get along? I mean, we're all rats here, surely there's some common ground. Such a pussy. Don't be a pussy, the red rat hisses back. The black rat then lets out a voice like a grinding millstones. Let us find no common ground in the ashes of your pathetic ideologies. When the great burning comes, all your politics will matter not. The agricultural collective understood this, as they feasted upon the grain, before they sold their souls to the green fool's workers' paradise. The agricultural party were crypto-fascists, snaps the green rat. We absorbed their few decent policies and discarded their reactionary... Crypto-fascists? The red rat's eyes bulge. We're the ones preserving traditional values while you preach about the dissolution of species hierarchy, Earth's divine plan. No, Jacob, I was talking about the agricultural collective. Oh, the red rat says. I just assumed. Can I ask you something? No, they all yell in unison except the white rat who holds up a paw. I want to suggest a break, the white rat practically weeps. Maybe if we all just took a moment and thought about how our words can hurt other people, maybe we can learn to love each other and be truly happy. They all look at one another for a bit as a silence sweeps their debate circle. The white rat continues, compromise. Compromise is weakness, red rat shrieks. Compromise is exploitation, green rat shrieks even louder. Compromise is bad business, yellow rat shrieks the loudest of them all. Keep listening. Is business all you think about? At least I'm honest about profit motives, supply and demand, it's the natural selection of ideas. Natural selection, how quaint. I once believed in the sanctity of grain stores and harvest cycles. Now I see the truth. All grows rotten in the end, even your precious democracy. Frankie will crumble to dust. But if we could just find a middle path, a compromise that respects everyone's... The collapse is inevitable, the black rat whispers ominously. The 5 rats glare at each other with the intensity of creatures who've been having this exact argument for approximately 17 consecutive hours. The green rat adjusts his tiny worker's cap, which is actually a bottle cork. Look, the material conditions of the sewer hierarchies clearly demonstrate. Oh, stuff your material conditions up your burrow, the yellow rat waves a dismissive paw. The invisible paw of the market will sort everything out. Competition breeds excellence. Competition breeds rivers of blood, Black Rat intones darkly. I have seen the fields burn, the granaries emptied, the hope drained from farmers' eyes like blood from a punctured grain sack. Okay, seriously, The green rat says, "You gotta help Marky. I don't think you ever got over that incident." Yes, perhaps that is true. But therapy did not work, so I will never see the light again. White rat tries desperately to change the subject. Has anyone considered the weather lately? Lovely weather for Unity. The weather is a manifestation of Earth's displeasure with foreign influence. The red rat practically vibrates with theological fervor. These unseasonable rains are clearly punishment for abandoning traditional rat values. Actually, the yellow rat smirks. I've cornered the market on umbrella futures. Rain is fantastic for business. While the working rat gets soaked, the green rat pounds his tiny fist, having forgotten his talk with poor Marky. Typical capitalist exploitation of natural disasters. Let them all drown, the black rat murmurs with satisfaction. The rain falls equally on the just and unjust. Mostly on the unjust if we're fortunate. The cacophony reaches a crescendo as all 5 rats begin squeaking simultaneously, their tiny voices creating a symphony of democratic dysfunction that would make any Reedsian parliament proud. Eventually, the time in the spell runs out. Their squeaking turns back into actual squeaking. Finally, some peace and quiet. You really sympathize with the white rat. Okay, I should go. Behold! A demi-lich. An insane demi-lich, his mind having shattered many decades ago. However, his behaviour, along with the simple fact that he exists down here in relative stable condition, suggests his madness is either not entirely set in or that he is being shepherded, perhaps by the pale man upstairs. You understand how to please him. His ego is almost as big as his physical body is tiny, and he craves the feeling of superiority. In effect, he's a fairly good teacher, if you can stand the belittlement. Okay. That's an odd route, but I understand why. It's a route we took earlier. You spot a familiar skull perched on the crumbling edge of an ancient snail tower overlooking the river. Bondaval? Cleric! The skull spins to face you, gems twinkling. Come, sit with me! He gestures with nothing. I'll sit next to the skull. Ah! Sometimes a man needs to stretch his legs, get some fresh air in his lungs. This spot is great, isn't it? The river, the sky. It's nice, yeah? But I've been thinking, Cleric. The skull rattles slightly. I need a new doom. I quite liked your secret chamber. Very necromantic. My current alcove is fine. Fine. But fine is not spectacular. A necrolord deserves better. What did you have in mind? The north wall. Have you seen the view from up there? Magnificent. I could set up a whole laboratory balcony overlooking the city, maybe a reading nook by the window. The altitude alone would be worth it. The feng shui alone would lead to much more attuned ley line access. How did you get out of the crypt? What do you mean? I simply walked. In all honesty, if the average Norvikian saw a skull floating on by casually, then they would most likely not assume it was an evil undead, and that they would assume it was a joking illusion or the cantrip by some neighbouring kid. I live on North Wall, it's nice. You do? Good, then you'll have a new neighbour soon. I'd love to have you as a neighbour. Aha, I'm sure that you'll regret saying that. Feng shui? Don't get me started, it's one of my many hobbies. And I know what you're thinking. Why would an incredibly honourable lich like myself ever dabble in celestial bullshit? One reason, balance of the elements. Radiance might hurt, quite a bit, but that pain can be the secret to longevity, you know. I would know. I'm immortal. Are you really a lich? You seem more like a talking skull who reads too many magazine tales. I would retort with something clever, but I'm enjoying the sun far too much to entertain your inane comment. Good luck with that. Luck? Luck is for mortals who don't plan ahead. The skull turns back to the river. Fiskin thinks I'm being ridiculous, of course. But what does he know about interior design? Not much, his lair is pretty drab. Exactly. Anyway, good talk, Cleric, always a pleasure. The undead gentleman is politely asking you to leave his company. Alright. If you need me, I'll be here. You will not. Everything you have learned from this mad demi-lich has already been extracted. Is it really okay for an undead creature like this to just hang out in the sun? A zombie or ghoul might be affected in serious ways, but a demi-lich is no vampire. They have no hypersensitivity to sun and or regular light. Clearly, old Bondaval doesn't have any regular sensitivity. Alright. Well, let's head around here then. By the way, you might notice I'm not talking to Viskin. I'm going to talk to all of his followers, then I'm going to talk to Viskin. Free drink, sponsored by the Ascani Reeds Trading Company. Oh, I got 27. That's pretty good. The more you stare into those deranged eyes of his, the more you understand he is not full of hatred from some idealistic vision of the future. He does not view the future of Ascani as a goblin paradise. All he wants, entirely due to some personal vendetta fueled by sociopathy, is to erase humans from existence. Ghoul? Hello. Human? I don't think he likes me. He doesn't like anyone. Raz glares at you from beneath the hood, then he puts down his pipe with a scowl. I'm looking forward to the day your human filth are wiped out for good. I can promise you it's not far away. When the folk war begins. Why are you so mean? I'm just saying what everyone's thinking. Nobody likes humans. You should all just die. We're still here though. For now. Raz looks away and grumbles to himself. I think he's upset, Snell. Yeah, us goblins are so sensitive, you know? Fuck you. Fuck you. Discourse! Inane. I should leave him be. Right. Viskin, it's time for a chat. Behold! Okay. We have the same behold. Hello, Cleric. Hey, are you voting? I have already done so, yes. I am an early bird. Do liches need to sleep? No, Cleric. I was being facetious. What? I said I was being facetious. Wait a second, that isn't what he said. I corrected it, but that is not what he said. Huh, he said facetious. Then it's facetious. Okay, that's not what you said. That's not what he said. Meek agrees. Just in case Master wonder. I might have mispronounced that, Cleric. Don't worry. You know what? I'm just gonna say, yeah, you did. Snell holds his sides, laughing loudly. Then he suddenly stops and takes a step back. Please don't kill me, or the Cleric. Viskin stands there, not moving a single muscle in his stale, pale face. I will consider it. Then he squints his eyes in the sun. I will schedule a meeting with you, Cleric, about your trip to the beyond. Oh, that information will be highly valuable. Tell him. The knowledge and perspective he can provide will be worth it. You know what? I will tell him. I'm at Earth. He observes you. Repeat that. Earth and Lord Gorm is the whole thing. He stares at you blankly. Then he looks to Snell. The goblin shrugs. Come by the Lich House tomorrow. I must know more. Must also thank you for completing this quest of yours. How do you know I completed the quest? You escaped from the beyond alive, Cleric. That implies one simple thing. You dealt with whoever was on the other side. He slowly raises his hand before him, forming it into a thumbs up. Well done, Cleric. You've been an exemplary government employee. I will see you soon. Yeah, see ya. Also, wait a second. We don't have anything to, internalize, do we? Talk to everybody. Gates of Yore, we've already done. Yeah. We don't have anything to internalize. That's fine. Just thought I'd check while we were here. Okay, I can't speak to you. How about this person? Very happy dwarf. I'd love to get a griffin one day. Okay. Maybe I'll go down and see what's down here next. Ah. Close by the... Oh, never mind. They're talking over each other. Bicycle. Essen. Ooh. Okay. She is not... she is focused on her work, but she does not seek strife. She will help you if you do not pose a threat. You see the elf conversing with the giant central tree of Tolstad, her words clearly articulated. Oh, my lord, do not fret. They do not wish to you any harm. They are voting. It's called democracy. Taking care of her elders. How lovely. The leaves on the tree rustle, and the elf chuckles. It is, yes, it is quite silly, isn't it? Oh, Cleric, I'm just having a chat here with Lord Pooh. Hello, Nessun. Hello, Lord Pooh. The leaves rustle and the elf translates. I probably should have spoke with plants, huh? Oops. He says hello. A branch sways in the wind. In a minute now. We have to be polite first. The Cleric is a great hero in the city. I am a great hero. Don't let it get to your head, Cleric. I've been meaning to see how it went for you actually with your little trip. I'm going to glance up at the Pillar of Jor. Yes, that trip. Lord Pooh here saw it all. He sees most things around here, in fact. So, he is interested too, aren't you, Minam Pony? It went well. Almost died, but that's usually how it goes with most things. Snell listens to your description intently. Interesting. Communion with the primal strings and our little Vatar makes it clear that the disturbance of the tea shop has been calmed as well. You should feel proud, Cleric. That is an accomplishment. I deserve that. I've worked hard. Her grin widens. Yes, you have. Maybe you should leave these two lovebirds to their action, your companion mutters behind you. He stands quite a bit away as per usual. Yes, perhaps we should. Although first I should speak with you about a certain topic. Druidism, Cleric. Druidism, like agriculturalism, but more liberal. What about it? It has no real foothold in Norvik, but we have monthly meetups in various parks around the city. If you wish to partake in the next one, you have my official invitation. I'm not a druid. You cast primal magic, Cleric. That's the only real requisite to calling yourself one. No, thanks. She shrugs. Suit yourself, but there's free fika. Fika, a dwarven term for tea and cookies, or something else sweet, usually used to take a break during work, to the dismay of employers everywhere. No. She shrugs again. I tried, Lord Pooh. The tree creaks. Oh, calm down, he didn't mean it like that. And I hope you two enjoy the selection day, you've earned it. She smiles. A creepy smile. A good elf, rare breed. Snell clears his throat and looks awkward. Time to go then, Cleric. He's standing quite a bit away from Nessun as always. I've been meaning to ask, Snell, but why are you so scared of mushrooms? Where does it come from? Not scared, it's rational aversion. Nessun chuckles, a deep chuckle. You could probably dig a bit here. I'll convince him to tell us. I have advantage against elves. Hey, nat 20. Just push for it, he'll break. Come on, you can tell me after everything we've been through. Goblin rubs his eyes. Okay, fine. He turns to Nessun. It's not because of you, first of all, even if I'm sure you'd gladly take the credit. Of course. She smiles creepily, her eyes half glazed over. It's a bit of a cliche, but I fell into a mushroom patch as a kid during the garden expansion. The spores got into my mouth and my eyes. It was awful. Took weeks for the icky feeling to disappear. He shudders. So excuse me if I'm a bit standoffish, okay? Wow, that's so funny, it's almost sad. Oh. I heard the Halfways had trouble early on in the expansion process. Lots of little incidents like that. But I can promise you, mushrooms are not so bad as they seem. If handled properly and not used to trap little goblin children, they are quite lovely fungi. Sure, I get that. I'm still going to stand back if that's okay. Of course, Snell. Just let me know if you change your mind later. I'm always available for a hug. Right. He looks extremely uncomfortable. Nice. Tell Lord Pooh thank you for the cash. Some good stuff in there. The tree rustles. He understands you and he tells you... Pooh, you can't say that. She slaps the trunk. Bet she does. I apologize on his behalf. I don't accept it. The branches slowly move in your direction. She leans in and whispers to you. I will calm him down. Sorry about this. Sure, yeah, Good. I'll leave you to it. Okay. Hello. Brr. Okay, no new info on Burr. Burr waves his staff around the grass, causing little flowers to sprout. When he notices you, he tips his cap. Snell makes sure to keep a healthy distance from the conversation. Cleric! You speak normal now, no burr? Nest cast tongues on me. Nice. Very kind of her. Allows me to interact with people up here. Nice to see you up here. Yes, it has been a very long time. Not nearly as bad as I remembered. Potentially, it's simply because the weather is quite good on this day. But we will see. Probably won't stay too long. You checking out the election? I am. It is very interesting. Reminds me a lot of the hive-minded people I've interacted with over the years. For the people to sway the course of the colony, it seems like wisdom, though it could backfire depending on the general level of intelligence and individual wisdom of the people. The mushroom speaks true. People are way too stupid to handle democracy. They get what they deserve. I agree, this is going to go poorly. Too many people are too stupid. Or I believe in us as a collective, or ultimate freedom for all. This is going to go poorly. That seems mean to say, but he nods. It's interesting to talk about this. Lots of people here seem to know about democracy. Thank you for sharing. Hope to see you around. You as well, Cleric? You appear to be a great person among your people. I wish you and your followers well. He speaks as if you were a god yourself. That could be a thing. Alright, I'll nod and leave. What have we got here? A somewhat talkative dwarf. Dwarf ignores you and whispers to the goblins. The storm calls to us. I just want to see what he has. I'm not going to steal from him. Hello? Drummer? Ton of info. It's just a crate, right? What's the rhythmic thumping noise? You're kidding, the bird is actually a tea shop owner? He's... Oh, come on. Really? This must be the silliest, most idiotic and plain stupid plan you've ever seen enacted. Even if he is one of those bird people who are able to survive without food or water for weeks. Okay, listen up. The bird is inside the crate. Once you get it open, you'll be in for an interrogation, so be ready. He'll try to talk himself out of it, but don't worry about that. Or, yeah, just focus on getting him to tell you the actual truth. Don't be rough or smooth, doesn't matter. Or be rough or smooth, doesn't matter. Near Our Lady's apartments, you hear the familiar rhythmic thumping noise. Cleric? Huh? Is that my voice? Sorry, it was the first thing I had. Right, well, please, that's creepy as all hells. So you're still hanging around here, huh? Of course I am. The bird stops his claws on the tilling. I grovelled and begged for mercy. Now I'm all kinds of stuck with this shit. Ah! The bird strikes a dramatic pose. Is this his true personality? He was way more ass-kissy last time. The bird is not allowed to speak to you like this. Or is it the language issues? You are unsure. He appears upset. You can't just flee from an active investigation like this. But I didn't do it, sir. I'm innocent, like a child frolicking in a summer field among the flowers and the bees. Don't recite poetry to me, you miscreant. Look, I'm here to stay. No need to be all shitty about it. Lady Sageleaf, her will be done. I'm stuck with her for months, maybe years. That's punishment enough. Seriously, don't use my voice. Sorry about taking your papers, but look at it from the bright side. You can now pay off your debt and get a clear conscience. Conscience, he copies your voice. Conscience, conscience, conscience. Conscience is human bullshit. Do not expect a Yobu Kodori to answer any forms of morality. They are a cursed species for a reason. You make a bad name for every Yobu in the city, and while I only know of you, if I ever meet another one in the future, I'm going to have all sorts of negative stereotypes in my mind, all because of you, and that's not okay. Bird lets out an angry grunt, sounding like some kind of thick dwarven fellow. Well, I'm going to be here for a long time, so get used to it. The halfway's handled a secret cache, right? Turning to Snell. Yeah, got a message about it. It's all collected by now. Some went through official channels. Some. Snap. It's gonna take days for it all to go through it all in a safe way. We'll let the city handle it all. It'll take months. Don't worry, Mr. Drummer. I'm sure the old lady will ask you for some help. I'm gonna shoot him some finger guns and leave. I'm not giving him his papers back. They're my papers now. Okay, don't know what that updated, but there was an update. Ooh? Level 17 Chieftain. Her eyes are striking your soul. Hold on to that feeling or you'll be consumed. You approach the Goblin Chieftain sitting on the grassy field by herself. She is enjoying the sun. Careful now, be polite. The dragon. She doesn't look so intimidating sitting out here. So you do leave your throne at times. She squints at you before closing her eyes again. Snell. Yes, my lady? Report, how did it go? The necklace of fireballs was used accidentally in a tea shop. It was meant to go off underneath the temple on election day, right about now in fact. She leans forward in her seat and glares at her servant. Lord Gorm in the Beyond wished to use those nests to bring his god back from the dead. She stares at him. You know, Earth. I got that part. Yeah, so, Lord Gorm was dealt with, and he is confirmed dead. It had to be done. She glances at you, then back to Snell. I see. So the threat was neutralized. There should be no ongoing repercussions. The dragon clicks her tongue. I want more details later, but good, well done. She turns to you with a slight smile. You as well, Cleric. The service you performed here is more than I ever expected. A backhanded compliment. Love it. You are honorable. Right, that should be it. Then there was that chat with Earth. Right. Lady Sageleaf then looks away twice before raising her eyebrows to the sky. A classic double take. Excuse me, did you say Earth? You handle that one. Yes, Earth lives in the space between. He's dead, but his spirit acts as a channel for magic. He's just there? Yeah, or rather he used his last strength to reach out this time. We had a nice conversation, a good talk. She points a finger towards Snell. I want a full report on this later. Of course, Lady Sageleaf. Then the Goblin Chieftain grumbles to herself. Esoteric bullshit? Agreed. Cool esoteric bullshit. Whatever. She groans. It's good to have you back. I am at least very glad you did not get stuck out there in the void. And you, Snell, I am very, very happy you made it out alive. You are my best runner after all. My lady. He bows. Nerd. He is honorable. I'll bow my head and leave. Okay, we didn't get a lot of choice in that conversation, but that's okay. At least it means we can't have made the wrong one, unless speaking to her was the choice. Okay. Hello. Nearly sits on the grass playing a tune carried long on the wind. An interesting tune, not traditional, but still neat. She's good. She plucks her strings, but they are connected to the esoteric music machine. An interesting way to make music. Esoteric music, how wonderful. The Goblin Bard keeps playing to the HWBT goblins. I'm going to wave to her. She glances up at you and gives you a quick nod before continuing to play. Look at her audience. They're all spellbound by the melody. You feel the community, down to the earth itself. Let her play, Cleric. If you want to sit down and listen, I think we got the time. I'll just let her play. It's okay. Hey. Hello, Hobgoblin. What's up? Well, look what Snell dragged back. It's the human man thing. In one piece, too. Very impressive, I know. A toothy grin spreads on her face. I hope you're ready for a sparring match, Cleric. The election is almost over. I will break you. I'd love to see that. Snell gives you a disgusted look. Not in front of me, please. Oh, come on. You'll have to be the referee, Snell. I decline, politely and intensely. Ungor lifts her mace up on her shoulder. Watch yourself. This election day is ramping up. No trouble in Tolstad, but there has been some brewing on the north wall. Oh, anything bad? No, just sounds fun. Wish I could get in a brawl. Just a little one. That'd make my day. Well, the Cleric would love to do it now, but we really don't have the time. Boring. Aww. I'll be standing here then, hoping for something interesting to happen. She groans and adjusts her shield. Any moment now. You enjoying the music? Is pleasurable, yes. Nearly as an artist. Not many deserve such a title. Most who call themselves that simply sit in their dark abodes, typing or painting away at some deep and oh so meaningful static thing. No, real art lives in the air, like lightning, like blood before it dries. She shivers. I get it. She ignores your words and lets out a deep grumbling growl. Now silence, the thunder is roaring. Have fun with that. She's talking about the thunder roaring. Someone else was talking about it raining earlier. Like, is it meant to be raining? Hello. A blue crab. Bet he's a nationalist. Hehe. Got your finger. No. Are all crabs this annoying? Hehe. Just me. I'm a stinker. Yeah, no, I'm not doing this. Oh, thank the gods. There are wiser creatures to commune with. As you do, the crab clicks its claw in front of you before jumping off the side of Tolstad. Let us hope this crab in particular is the roughest example among his creed. You are very tired. Oh no, I forgot to tell it why I was voting in the election. Ah, don't worry, Cleric. I'm sure it already knows. Sad. You could have had a fun conversation. You haven't had enough political conversation these last few days. Everard lad. Oh. Okay. By the gods, it's a trifler. He's real polite though, and he's generally not trying to kill you. I don't think it's really got a gender either, but it feels like he doesn't it. Maybe you ask him about his gender, or maybe don't ask him about his gender, or maybe do. You get a sense for his motivation here. The apparition before you does not hold any grudge and acts polite towards those ants running around him, all for the purpose of some greater esoteric vision. Unalotia Manathurn, fate cannot sway. Everard lad seeks the end of the facade. Everard lad seeks the beginning of another era, all for the sake of avoiding the phrase of doom. That's interesting. It wasn't the person who tried to kill us called Freydis, which is kind of is weirdly close. Anyway. Hist. Sound from the pipe. A rattle a calling. Ah, Mr. Everard lad. Everard lad? You hear a deep chuckle echoing, ringing deep from the below. Hello, Ragin. Oh, gods. Are you in the pipe? Parts of me, always. You have many a thing to handle on this joyful day. I will be quick. Tell me, share your experience of the pools of my spawning, the beyond. What did you think of poor old Gorm? I have no interest in telling you anything, actually. Oh well. If you change your mind, then I know where to find you. Good day, Cleric. Right, so he's just going to be a reoccurring thing in your life now, I guess. Have fun with that. Great. No, I'm not telling him anything about Gorm. He's my enemy. You approach the shrine. Pray. Staring at the chiseled monument, you focus your mind. You take a deep breath and begin your prayer. And tranquility. Nothing to do here. Alright, that's fine. This? Yep, okay. That's just because it's in the area. I kind of thought it might be because it's just in the area, but thought we'd check it anyway. Right. It's our bicycle! You see your bike now alone on the bridge. You wish to ride it. You could head into the sunset with this one. A manlier bike would be in red, but it will suffice. Snell watches as you stare at the bicycle. True love right there. It's wonderful to see. Why is it alone? What happened to all the other bikes? Theft, probably? Good thing they didn't touch yours. Imagine this is how the cowboys of old Dimonor felt when they reunited with their horses. We'll never know for sure. So yeah, why not? Off into the sunset on your yellow bike. Dramatically appropriate. Romantic. The end is near. I'll come back for you. I'm not going to unlock it either. Right. A glorious seagull. The seagull stares at you. It does not move when you approach. Is it even looking at you? There we go. No reason to cast Speak with Animals? Hello, Faye. The bird squawks at you. Before you can even cast Speak with Animals, it begins to take off, making some horrid noises as it does. Ah, could have been worse. Could have pecked your eyes out. True, although it would have to go through the bucket. No election stuff, brute. Sleeping. Alright. This was Axel. I was also wondering who he was when we were in the other bit, but that's okay, that makes sense now. Oh look, Romulus! It's the Cleric of Norvik, come to bless us once again. Aren't you a damn lucky charm of an or of a human, eh? He slaps you on the arm, roughly. Actually met with one of those ancient snail people. What? Yeah, he should be around here somewhere. A fellow called Iskurum. Guard do grin, an actual snail folk. Alive and all. Last time I checked. Appearing out of a puff of tiny esoteric sparks, Isk suddenly stands beside you. Yaloo! Oh! I heard my name. That's I. The dwarf stares at the snail with a grin. In return, Isk just nods. Yes, absolutely, no need to worry. I've been in stasis for millennia. I'd say that loses me the mineral rights. The snail lets out a blubbering laugh. And I see, these white manes must have found something sinister in our halls, which isn't surprising, really. My kin were quite the mad bunch towards the end. What? He's, gesturing at my head. Dwarf stares blankly, then he gets it. Ah, you're in my mind. Yes, sorry, is that intrusive? I can't help it, you see. Ah, no, very effective, or efficient, I like it. But then, do you know where it is? Not to a degree that would make you happy, but perhaps to a degree that would be helpful. You see, my good dwarf, I too seek certain artifacts that could be found in Tulamon, so perhaps we could collaborate. Ah, yes. Vidunderglite. Your dwarf reaches out and grabs the snail's hand, shaking it. Well, I'll make a good team, Isk. Good, I'll be in touch. Yaloo. The dwarf turns back to you, his eyes beaming. Literally. I can't believe this is happening. Years of toil and now everything is happening at once. Thanks to you, Cleric. He shakes your hand as well, leaving some snail mucus on your glove. I'll be sure to let you know how it goes, and if you're interested in some freelancing, I'll be sure to reach out as well. Dwarf laughs maniacally. The rust monster follows suit. Then he leans in with a sudden serious expression. And you're voting green, aren't you? No, sorry. Ah, stand up for yourself then. Making a bad decision isn't a crime. He laughs and slaps you on the arm again. Romulus makes a screeching noise on his shoulder. Be seeing you. I just realized we probably could have spoken with animals to Romulus earlier. Bit too late for that now. Oh, hello. Modissa. Hey, we get some more. Responsibility. This is the weight she feels weighing on her shoulders. Modissa does not see herself, her ego, as having any greater meaning. Rather, that meaning has been transposed from others, her mentor, her friends, but most importantly, her ideology. A group of Asgol youth activists are handing out newspapers and chanting slogans. They seem to like Asgolism. Oh. One of them adjusts her glasses. Cleric? The girl moves up a stack of newspapers with a grunt and looks at you. The election issue turned out wonderfully. So no upset political opponents? What? No, lots of them. We've already had over 20 complaints. We're creating some real class conflict here. As long as it's not illegal? She stares at you blankly for a few seconds. Then she says, sure, and hands out another newspaper to a passerby. Getting a reaction like that is exactly what we want. More eyes on the cause. To maybe sway some working class people on the hours before their vote. That's exactly what the youth Asgols are all about. Confrontation, evaluation, and intense debate. That's what Mirren always said. I mean, she still does, just as a forewoman and not as our boss. All of a sudden, she wobbles a bit on the spot. Her eyes grow dim. Modissa. Her dwarven friend grabs her in time and gives her some support. She gets steady. Oh gods, damn it, she swears and rubs her temple. Thanks, Zerba. Have you been drinking, citizen? What? No. It was a long night, Zerba explains. Modissa didn't stop working until, well, we went here. The halfling taps Modissa on the arm with her rolled-up copy of the chant. Not again, you'll get yourself killed if you work this much. Yeah, get back to work, you two. The human grunts and clicks her tongue. You, she says, you better read a copy, then go spread the word. Asgalism is the future, and we're the future of Asgalism. And you've got a license to hand these out here. She laughs. I'll take that as a no. I won't give you too many compliments, Cleric, but you are funny. I'll leave them to their work. Apparently we can't do anything about it. Oh, apparently we could also go in the tea shop if we wanted to here. Hello, Alphaz. And as Corey fights for glory, empathy does not spark his heart. He wants to earn admiration and legend. The dwarven foreman crosses his arms when you approach, lifting his eyes to meet your gaze. Ah, Mr. City Man. I can gladly inform you the Asgalan movement is going splendidly. And you, he says with a grin, slapping you on the arm, you've helped quite a bit. No problem. The dwarf grins at you while nodding 3 times. Happy to have you on our side, Cleric. Any case, we've got our duty to fulfill here in the last moments before a new, hopefully green dawn. Make sure to put in your vote in a wise way for the future of our city. I doubt any of you dwarves will make the right choice. Same to you, Mr. City Man. He laughs. Same to you. Leave or nod and leave. Okay. The tea shop that blew up. Reckon there's anyone in it? Oh, there is. Simi's in it. Okay. Hello. Nothing to say, huh? Interesting. Alright, he's just in here. That's intriguing. Maybe there was something more to it if you had done the Ascalist line of things. Okay. Well. We already got everything for him. For the child. For Arn. Oh. No, we didn't get anything new actually. Hello. Hey.
Huh.
You find the blonde kid standing with another much smaller blonde kid.
Huh?
Hey, look, it's a cleric. Cleric! The blonde kid gives you a somewhat decent salute. I hope you're doing good. I'm doing well, yes? Okay, well, we just voted, or I did. Yeah, I'm not old enough yet. But it seems stupid, I know more about politics than most people here. From being around all those newspapers? Yeah, that, and bro was always going on about it too. Rolo crosses his arms and looks up into the sky. I actually voted blank as a protest. I know it doesn't matter really, but I just felt like doing something on a day like this, you know? Bad idea. Throwing your vote away is a disgrace against democracy. He shrugs. It's pretty hard to think any other way considering those documents. Speaking of which, our contact was very happy to receive it apparently. We got a personalized message even, not often we get that. Told us we did a great service for Norvik. Hopefully that means something good for us in the future. I wonder who that guy is. Yeah, same, though it's probably for the best we're left in the dark. You're the one we should thank though. You did all the actual work, so thanks. Rolo then turns to his kid brother and says, don't repeat any of that, okay? Arn nods. Snitches get breeches. That's what Dad always said, right? He shoots Arn an icy look. That's not the right saying, but man, don't talk about dead dads like that, kid. Sorry. No, I'm the one who's sorry. The blonde kid glances at you. I don't remember if I said, but Dad was a bit of a cunt. We're better off without him. Okay. Well, don't look down on your father like that, unless he was a major cunt. Oh, he was. Major. Like major? He gives you a cold glare. Top major. Well. Oh, that's major. Yeah. Arn just looks away. Any news, kid? Some fights last night at the Flip. The Flip, a popular tavern on the border between housing and a palace, is built around an old temple with a stable esoteric pocket inside, causing the upper half of the chamber to be gravity flipped. It's quite cool to dine in the ceiling. Most papers just focus on the election issues today, though, just like the rest of the city. Looks like the Nationalists will win if you believe the closing polls, and beyond that, the kid picks up a paper from behind him and shows you the picture of one of the last pages. There's a new party in the race. Oh, really? It's the Post. Not often they entertain tiny offshoots like this. The Adventurers Party. The picture shows a group of armored dungeon delvers standing around a tall human with well-packed neck tattoo, an amazing haircut, and a friendly grin on his face. A handsome fellow, the type they love to plaster across as many issues as possible. Looks like a bad man. They just seem like a Freestrider branch party, Rolo says as he looks at the picture. Like hyper-market liberals, the type that wants the entire economy to be built around finding and looting dungeons. Yeah, you should look up to Earthguard members instead. Oh, like Lord Gorm? Darn. Your mind is filled with images you would rather forget right now. Snell laughs after taking a glance at the article as well. What kind of ass-kicking article is this? Did he charm the entire Post faculty? That's my working theory, yes. Either way, the blonde kid gives you a stern look. I hope you have a great election day, Cleric. Yeah, there's tons of stuff going on. Really fun. The boys return to their huddle. Don't get in trouble, boys. So we thought they were going to join the Earthguard, but I don't actually know if that, questline worked. Anyway. Agent Vera. You. The orc glances at you. It's me, the Cleric. Leave. I do not wish to speak with you. Are you sure? She just looks at you with a deep, unending rage behind her eyes. Right. Roll. Okay. Hello. Ah. Takilich. Ah. Butsaj. Irsan. Baina u. Chini. Tukai Yamar Neg. Kof. Jif. Sonson Shu. Endbid ik. Zavgui Baina. Karaj Baiga Shik. Primordial. She is speaking in tongues. You're not having a stroke, don't worry. Can I cast my, comprehend languages? Nope. I don't think you understand me right now, do you? She taps her hands together with a sigh. I said, do you understand me? She waves her hand. Yes, now. Yeah. Great. Sorry, tongues must have ran out. Great to see you again. My big spender of a customer. Thanks to you, my supply is entirely dry now. The last wares went to some election enjoyers here. How much did you spend? I spent that much? You did. She bows her head to the ground. Thank you very much for your patronage, my dear warrior. Do you know what a deck of many things is? Of course, a classic. Lots of these mythical tales floating around from around the Fade era, I think. They're all lost to time now, they say, but I've heard rumours of one or two hidden in some private collection. I used one just a while ago. Really? And you lived? Of course I did. I'm the Cleric. I find that highly impressive, warrior. I'll make sure to find you later to force you to indulge this tale of yours. That I promise. Enjoy your time in Norvik. Okay. A true Freestrider.
Oh.
The fancily dressed Freestrider strikes a pose as you approach him. He takes a deep whiff of the air and exclaims, By golly, what a beautiful day for an election. You seem to be enjoying your freedom. You betcha. Then he glances at you nervously. Just don't punch me again, you hear? It was payback. It's been paid. We're cool. Right, cool. He lifts his chin. I've been present at over a dozen first elections across the coast in my lifetime. I've seen the populace embrace Freestrider ideal, free trade, democracy, prosperity, liberty for all. You're spreading like a disease. Or a meme. Or a funny joke. Or good branding, you see. Just because sickness is the most common simile that comes to mind for quick spreading things does not mean it's apt for every occasion. Freestriderism is built on such a core concept of freedom that it overcomes cultural barriers with ease, you see. But here in Norvik, it's even grander than usual. It's like a powder keg just waiting to pop off into a wonderful cacophony of prosperity. Maybe powder keg is a poor choice of simile, but still. Yeah, it is. He looks up towards the pillar and sighs. Oh yeah, anyway, did you ever catch that smoking invisible man I mentioned? I'm not giving him the details. I solved it. It's fine now. Wonderful. Very glad you survived the beyond at least. I wouldn't be too happy knowing I'd accidentally sent a cleric to his death. Lets out an awkward laugh. How nice of you to say. He gives you a wide smile. I'll be sticking around for a few more days, so we should speak more when there's time. But first you should place your vote, good fellow. Alright, I need to do that. Yes, you do. For liberty, he exclaims and lets out a bellowing laugh. But seriously, we should talk more later. I'll find you. He winks. Cool, I'll talk to you later. It'd be very funny if he tried to get Agent Vera to work with us after this. Alright. No, wait, not a chance, Dad. So that's Freydis and Darrow talking. We'll leave them be. We'll go around this way. Can I not go up here? A barrel full of grease. You can smell it from here. 2 greased up goblins discussing plans. Alright, well this will show me there's only one way up here, huh? Can I just avoid talking to Darrow as I do this? I think I've spoken to everyone else. Yes, I can just ignore him. Alright, that's good. Etir! Behold! When an angel falls, she ceases to exist. She is transformed. This creature does not seek redemption or emancipation. She seeks purpose. As you approach the angel, she turns to face you in the air, her glorious radiant aura enveloping your soul. Snell gives her a nod. I'll be over there if you need me. Then he scurries away. Etir turns her face, facing your general direction. The crowds are filling the streets. Voices cast for the future. Among all mortal behavior, it is this I treasure the most. Your incessant need to be heard. Her many eyes spin slowly around her head. No wonder she's so pondering. She just had one hell of a conversation with her old boss. I still can't believe it. We met Earth. I believe I understand you, despite our differences. Her halo slowly comes to a stop. Do you think you should listen to Earth? Yes and no. I will take his words as what they were, or what they are, a suggestion. In the coming days I must spend time on meditation. What my future brings will be my own choice. But if it matters, thank you. I appreciate your input on this matter, Cleric. Oh! That was your chance. Go for it. Meek sense, strange feeling. Is heart danger? Yes, Meek not understand, but Master be careful. Okay, let's see. I have something I'd like your input on as well. Yes, I understand. You wish to discuss copulation. Copulation. Your heart skips a beat. Oh, well that's slightly horrifying. Oh yes, ignore the sharp pain in your chest. Any manhood carrying male would. Not true. Heart disease is a real and serious issue. Shut it, nerd. Now flirt. Final attempt. Flirt. With the angel. You flirted successfully once before. You called her pretty. You made her laugh. We have a +9. Just don't roll a double 1. Your eyes widen. Nostrils flare. As you see the truth before your insignificant body and soul, the angel simply wants you to speak. Not because she needs you or even desires you, but because there's a glimpse of interest in her mind. An interest you've been building through many interactions. So speak. Speak? Yes, now. You've been quiet for like 40 seconds. Etir. Yes, Cleric. Let me take you out on a date. Her eyes begin to spin faster. On this day, I have chosen to act human. Perhaps that may continue in the coming weeks as well. You can be human or angel or anything you want. The angel stares at you with many, many spinning eyes. We shall meet. For some time after this. For a date, as you put it. Philogynastic agenda completed? Oh, okay, alright, yeah. Alright, it is done. The lady has been wooed. Once this is over, that is, the angel floats gently before you, a faint smile appearing on her porcelain face. The angel lowers herself all the way to the ground, her armored boots hitting the ground with a thud. Now the sun is setting. Literally. Later on, at least. You have finished your job. I am considering my path. What will be yours? What do you mean? What will you do once the city changes? Once the election reshapes its foundation? I know exactly what I want to do. Her halo floats closely to your helmet. Well, I will always be a cleric of Norvik, nothing else. Stand by your ideals then. Be what you are, be it well. I will watch your path with interest. And I'll watch yours. Her many eyes observe you in silence as the roaring city around seems to fade away. You've been unsure which gaze to meet all this time. Those alien eyeballs rotating around, detached from her porcelain skin. But for the first time you feel certain, you see all of her, all at once. Look at her. Snell takes a few careful steps up to you. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, but not at all, Snell. We are finished here. Good job to you as well, Snell. You have performed a great service. I do not speak on behalf of the city, but I am certain everyone in Norvik is grateful to you. He lets out an awkward chuckle. Something about compliments from a literal angel just makes you giddy. Sure, thanks. One more thing. Etir, what are you voting for? Her telepathic voice is silent for a bit. Then she answers, I do not know. Last second, eh? Yes. She holds out her hand in front of her face. I have decided to be a bit more human. For this day only. Her many eyes look to the sky. We will see what fate brings. Good. Non-mortals should aspire towards our fleeting glory, to burn all the more brightly before the end. Chaos. How interesting. Yeah, she's probably just playing you, right? Celestial. Human. Heart to heart. Out of my head and leave. Okay. Can't do anything up here. What's this? Servants. You hear them talk about how much of a dick Darrow is. Okay, cool. Hello. Here we are. Election day at last. The little devil shows you a fiendish grin. You ready to vote, Cleric? Oh, you know it. Figured. He glances at the windows. Yeah, there's still time though. No need to rush it. So many interesting people coming out here today. Plus, I'm sure you've had a ton of stuff to catch up on. Heard you were MIA for some time there. The devil chuckles. Yeah, I went into the beyond. Oh, yeah. As in actual planeswalking? More or less, yeah, just for a bit. Damn. Hope you didn't bring back anything nasty like a virus or a curse. Probably not. He laughs. I'm kidding. Planar travel isn't exactly common these days, but the Arcanists used to do it all the time, so I'm sure it's fine. You're fine. The Beyond has many terrible dangers, but you avoided most of them. Now me, I'm getting brushed up on some stuff myself. These post-election months will be big business for me. Even if the Nationalists lose? Especially in that case. My professional estimate is this. The Nationalists will enter into a union with the Free Striders, then the city will face a massive amount of paperwork. I just realised I could have brought the orange contract to him. We're talking rewriting of base laws, designing new company structures, trade agreements, citizenship documents. He rubs his little claws together. Whoa, slow down there, Mr. Comic Villain. Don't make it so obvious. Yeah, so much work. I love it. You'll profit from the chaos. Sure. I mean, yeah. Not like this wasn't expected. It's a long time coming. I've obviously got a tight deal with Darrow, so wherever he goes, I tend to follow. What's your deal with Darrow? It's an informal thing. He helps me, I help him. So he probably wrote the contract. Started a while back when he was getting started. I'm pretty good at finding loopholes, and he's the kind of guy who loves to stick a finger in them. Nasty. Loopholes? You know, legal technicalities, the helpful kind. He grins. You were hoping this devil would be more honorable. If he is working with Darrow like this, he must be corrupt. The devil is lawful evil. Who would have thought? What's the legal status of a god who dies but exists in the fugue state between worlds? He stares at you for a few seconds. I have no idea. I mean, it's probably just a grey zone connected with general ghost business. Ghosts, gas, shades, spirits, will-o-wisps, and other spectral undead are obviously treated slightly differently from reanimated corpses, but in general it's all the same. They're illegal. Even a dead god would have to get exorcised in that case. But I imagine if Earth spooked up the place, you'd get a slightly different reaction. Weird question though, why'd you ask? No reason. Very ominous, I dig it. I hope you have a lovely election day. You too, Cleric. Think carefully, then vote. You make all the difference in the world. His eyes gleam with sarcasm. Good day, Braxo. Okay, I didn't tell him about Earth because I don't trust him anymore. Oh, it's Snell and the snail. They must be in the same conversation. The esoteric is closely tied with scholarly arts. In the old days, no distinction was made between the two was made. But today, in this modern world, his side is all but winning. Cleric! He sniffs a few times and gives a half-enthusiastic wave. Beside him, you see Isk, who has clearly been asking a ton of questions to the halfling scholar. How are you feeling after that possession? I'll be honest, I felt even more like shit than I usually do. But it's fine. Some drinks, a little fresh air, and a nice dinner, and everything's fine. More importantly, our little ghost chat, and that forward, I've only begun to dive into its meaning. We have this new wacky categorization I can't wrap my mind around. It does not appear to be directly linked with any of the other mental mapping tools we developed before or after his death. My reading is, it is almost like a bullshit divination, you know? Not even the esoteric kind, the scammy kind. Like an ancient theory of elementals, or the humors. Which one of the six are you? Are you body? Are you intellect? Step right up. Not a huge fan. Though I might have been a bit biased considering his obvious anti-halfling rhetoric, ho ho. I think it's genius. 6 categories, each used in a way to map out who you are as a person. We already have something similar, except it's actually developed through proper science. It's the 5 personality traits. Though even Cividix would have had that data in his day, so I'm not sure what to make of this. And then there's that halfling servant of his, Mundus Gay. I believe there might be more to all of this than meets the eye. I'll make sure to put a call out for any information on this man, to all major universities on the coast. In time, truth will be unveiled, and so on. Can I ask you something about alignment? Of course. When would I ever shut up about it? If a man were to murder innocents in order to cast a spell that resurrects a really good god, that would help hundreds more than he ever killed. Would that be good or evil? Okay, you set this hypothetical up for me, but I think your thesis needs to be rethought. The good or evil in that action would depend solely on his intent, right? That's what I was saying last episode! I understood it! If the man hates himself for doing this, thinking, oh no, how terrible am I for doing this to innocent people, and he is doing all this killing while, in a sense, sacrificing his own spirit in the process, that'd be considered more good. If he did it for his own gain, then it would be evil. If he destroys himself in the process? Depends on his inner workings, but if he truly believes the world to be 100 times better after his killing spree, his alignment would be good. But this is where you need to rethink it. Because what is this? This intention could be entirely delusional. It could be based on all kinds of craziness. He sniffs. In practice, outcome is all that matters. In the long run, too. Don't think of it as good or evil. Think instead of what kind of world you wish to live in. A world where life is a consumable of great men? Sounds kind of shitty, doesn't it? So am I a bad person for thinking bad things? He lets out a snorting laugh. If so, then every pubescent kid would have their name carved on a wall at the bottom of the 9th hell. The halfling shakes his head. Though, if you're asking a pervert like me about morality, you're bound to get shitty advice. Good, then I won't worry. Good, live life. Follow your stomach, as the hedonists say. You're a pervert? In a purely ideological sense, of course. As well as all the fun ways too, he adds, grinning. So what's your thoughts on devils? Careful, you know I bite, you hear him call out. Oh ho. As anyone who has studied alignment knows, intent matters, but not so often in practice. I prefer the devil I know from the evil-aligned human I'm forced to deal with. There's something liberating about knowing fully what kind of selfish piece of shit your buddy will be, you know? No surprises. Unlike celestials, you mean? Oh yes, very much so, ho ho. So you met Iskurum? I have. Heard you had a hand in letting him out of that status. Extremely fucking interesting. Thank you for the kind description, my good halfling. You are fucking interesting as well. Don't teach him to speak like that. The halfling waves a hand. I'm no teacher, I'm a scholar. I cannot help what kind of shit comes out of my mouth. Awesome, my two favourite local wise men meeting up. As well as your favourite devil, you hear Braxo call out from the other side of the tea shop ceiling. Of course, my favourite little red guy. I'm coming around on that nickname. He cackles up to the city slope, then he returns to his newspaper. What are you guys talking about? Appledent here's catching me up on your civilization's current level of research. It is fascinating to hear about the various branches you have gone in. In some ways, you are not that far from our level, though you have gone in wildly different directions when it comes to examining sentience. I'm writing all this down, just so you know. And I'll gladly get as much research content from you as possible, if you have anything with you mentally or physically. Yes, that can be gladly arranged once I get my laboratory in order. Birds of a feather. Idiom. Don't call him that. Yeah, hit him back. Peas in a pod. The goblin gives you a look. Two sides of the same coin. Great minds think alike. Turn around and stare at Snell. Marching to the same drum. Thick as thieves. Pots from the same clay. Cut from. His eyes widen. The same cloth. He raises his hands. You win. Thank you. Thank you. Snur and Isk appear to have stopped paying any attention to you and have returned to debating something esoteric. I'll leave you two to it. I should leave them to it. Okay, around here? What's up with the random goblin? I promise you, dude, it's a classic. Greased up Gobros, can't go wrong. Okay, well, that leaves us with one conversation. I'm going to do a save here as well. I don't know if it's good to have a save here or after, but I feel like we should have one. That seems like a conversation that might matter. Hello. We'll behold him as well for the second time. We still don't know, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You see Coin Lord Darrow speaking to a brown-haired girl in a dress. His daughter. They share a phenotype. It's just an application. You know well enough how proud your mother would be if you were accepted, Freitas. I'm not going. It's not just an application, Dad. For fuck's sake, you pretty much own them. He scoffs. And when exactly did I buy this university? The girl holds out a letter, shaking it in his face. Our name is in a damn pamphlet. Look, he says calmly. It's the best establishment on the coast, sweetie. You could at least visit before you... Ain't no use you standing there a bit too late. Oh yes, it's her, the so-called assassin. Cleric. Frey goes wide-eyed, glancing between you and Snell. Anger? Fear? Yes, both. Sweetheart, we'll continue speaking about this over dinner. Yes, she mutters. A message appears in your mind. Shut your fucking mouth and don't say anything to Dad. After sending the message, she mutters an awkward, Of course, Dad, before sending you one more message. Please. Oh, is this your daughter, Magistrate Darrow? Yes, indeed. He taps her on the head. Our Freitas is quite the talent, you see, a proud inheritor of House Darrow. Sure. What's this about university? Oh, nothing. Just the typical big choices of the youth. Magestone and New Thrazen. Half across the world. Well, what were you going to say? I think we don't help her, but we don't hinder her. We say good luck with your application, young lady. We dismiss her. We're not going to throw her under the bus. We're also not giving Darrow any favors. So neutral. Thanks. We'll talk more tonight, Frey. The girl looks to her father and to you. Then she walks away, rubbing her eyes. The Coin Lord cuts in. I hear your investigation went well, despite your insistence on handling it without official support. He gives you an annoying smile. I did not need your help, Magistrate. I can promise you that. He waves his hand. Anyway... The Coin Lord adjusts his expensive robe and lifts his head, looking towards the Pillar of Jor. Now, your esoteric excursion. What did you find out there? The root cause was handled, I hope. I'm not telling on Viscan. Well, what are we going to say? I'm going to tell him everything. Because if I tell him everything, he knows that we know what he did. Well, yes. To start off, Lord Gorm blew up the tea shop. Lord Gorm? He's taken aback by your words. So he's not dead in some dungeon below. Lord Gorm is planning on blowing up the election with a necklace of fireballs. It went up prematurely in the tea shop. I'll be damned. The Coin Lord nods. Okay, I understand. Okay. He was planning on resurrecting Earth by sacrificing humans in Norvik. That's why he got the necklace of fireballs. The reason I'm going to tell him this is so that he understands that we fully know everything. Darrow snaps his fingers. I always knew that bastard was a crazy zealot. I defeated him in the Beyond. He did not survive. Ah, good. Yes, well, the election is clearly going smoothly, so on behalf of the city, I thank you for your service, Cleric. Then I met Earth. Excuse me? Earth came to me in the Beyond. Earth? The god, he whispers. Is there another Earth? Lots of people named Earth these days, but do go on. Well, let's see. What you told me made me certain I should not trust you, Magistrate. He stares at you with a deep frown. Right. He really hopes you're crazy. You speak truth. A deeply unsettling vibe in the air. I would suggest keeping that knowledge close to your heart, Cleric, for several different reasons. I won't. I can't stop you. He's already thinking of how to discredit you in the papers. The Coin Lord sees more people arriving from the hill, his eyes narrowing. This is the end of our talk. As you might imagine, I'm quite busy on a day like this. He starts walking away towards the crowd. Be wise, be vigilant, Cleric. As he disappears up Tolstad, Snell lets out a groan. What an asshole. A massive, sneaky asshole. The biggest on Tolstad. Absolutely enormous. Gaping, if you will. Oh boy. Well, we just fired a warning shot at him. Also, I realized we never looked at this one. There you go. So this is the one where we have to get a date. And we did. So well done us. Anyone else in here? Just the guy at the front. He's first in line. A few people remain in the queue. Though most are finished, done with the charade. It's getting late. Your companion looks around the chamber at the faint yellow light filling every corner. Light into darkness on the day of suffrage. Might be the time to cast your vote, eh? The goblin is very much okay going through a few more conversations with random people before you do the deed. It's been one hell of a quest. The time has come. The end is near. The goblin gives you a tired smile. Yeah, I've talked to enough people. Let's wait in line. Well, that's it then. A bit of a wait and then it's done. Exhaustion. His words dripping it. Quest complete. Bet you're real happy about that, you adventure junkie. Snell grabs one of the fence poles nearby, leaning his body weight again up on it. How are you holding up, by the way? We've been moving constantly every waking hour for a long time now. To just stand like this is... Jesus, I feel like I'm getting feeble-minded. There is still strength in these here bones. A little bit longer. I'm a man. Men don't compress, they only expand. The only true constant force of the universe. He lets out two claws, or he holds out two claws to signify the size. An expanding manhood. Massive. Snell rubs his bloodshot eyes. You could always talk to the press. The press? Yeah, like get this all down on print. Great idea, people will love you. A man does not need his story to be told. The larger the tale is when you fall into your grave, the bigger your manhood. I got a friend at the Post who'd love to write about all this. Lumiere Kolachov. She's this crazy lizard woman. I think you'd like her. Not sure how much you're able to say without getting in trouble with your bosses, of course. You've got friends everywhere, it seems. It's this line of work. I've never seemed to make acquaintances, only enemies or friends. He shakes his head. I don't care what the patriarchs think. They'll be out of a job after the election anyhow. Ooh, well, they probably won't. I'm gonna say, could be fun, maybe. Something to think about, but that's for tomorrow, or next week, or next month. Who knows how the city will look by then? It will be a great seismic shift. Okay. Will Lady Sageleaf be okay? Yeah. Don't worry about her. I've helped build one hell of an institution here. We'll make it through, no matter who's running the show. The HWB team will survive that, or will survive, I'm sure of that. Whatever you do not equate them to cockroaches. Unless you hit the timing just right, in which case, go for it. Like cockroaches. Yeah, like a bunch of fucking cockroaches. We get stomped on, chewed on, spit out again, murdered en masse by some human god. The goblin pauses for a moment in his rant, as if tasting the words. Built some good shit despite the odds. Yeah, fuck the odds. Odds be fucked. It do be like that. The goblin grins. Now you, on the other hand, what about me? Well, what's your plan? You will be the hero this city needs, no matter the cost. You will serve, bend over, pray for mercy. If you're lucky, you might have enough to eat next week. You will live. Everything will be fine. The world is calm and lovely. You'll be everyone's favorite person. Snell gives you a moment to think. Well, I'll be the best cleric I can. Heh. He shoots you a wicked grin. I'm sure you already are. As you keep talking, the chamber appears to grow ever thinner in folk. Now, before you head up, ask him. Ask him what he's voting for. That'll help you figure out him for real. You know, I gotta ask, about your political opinions? The goblin sighs. Yeah? Hit me. Say it with a rough voice, okay. What are you voting in the election, citizen? That's private. Ugh, he fears. You have to tell me, it's the law. Not yet, it isn't. But he lets out a hearty scoff. I'll tell you this much, though, it won't be for the Freestriders. Good choice. I'm not really sure how healthy an anti-stance really is, but I'm sure they'll win in the end anyhow. They always seem to do just that. And you're red, I assume. Precisely. Cool. Then I read your many comments correctly then. He brings out a yellow notepad. I'm not the type to write stuff down, I swear. At some point I realized I should note down how often you make all these political comments. It got pretty ridiculous at some point. And he flips through it. Here. He shows you a page full of scribbled lines. It's like 30 times, Cleric. I'm not saying you shouldn't be politically engaged, but you're clearly a bit too fixated. Only 30, I gotta pump those numbers up. I suppose so. The goblin shakes his head, placing the yellow notepad back in his jacket. As he looks away, silence takes over between the two of you. There is something. Something is left unspoken. Something you can't quite put a finger on. He takes a deep breath. Just a bit longer, then it's all done. But what is it? Understand Snell. Okay. I solved the tea shop mystery. We had a chat about relationships. I fixed his lamp. We took a breather together. I dismissed him when Darrow asked me to. Do it. I passed. Snell is a good person. He is a goblin, yet you have seen some great integrity within him. That's not something you ever suspected in such a crossing. You can trust him and you understand him. So what's he thinking about then? He's thinking of Earth. Ah. There is a lot unspoken about your encounter in the void. Let him ask it. You are thinking about something. I am? Yes, I can tell. Let's talk about Earth. The goblin slowly closes his eyes, relaxing his posture. He is carrying it no longer. Yeah, I have to ask. I just had a brisk conversation with the man who personally slaughtered my entire race. Let me ask, what the fuck am I supposed to feel about that? Well, I think you made your opinions very clear to his face, which is impressive, by the way. I figured I'm the only goblin alive who's actually gonna get a chance to rage on the guy. Be ashamed to let that chance slip away. But he rubs his eyes. His brow furrows into a scrunched mess as he adjusts his jacket. I don't know. Part of me hates that he got to me at all. How do you mean? I should have shot him with the sling for what he's done, but something about the look in his eyes. I wouldn't expect that look in the eyes of someone with that kind of power, who had that kind of power. That he knew from the start that it was all just a gamble. I don't know how to even process that. And that's how all the gods went about it, following divine visions of whichever dice roll had the greatest chance of success? It's insane. Okay. I'll let him speak. Snell places a claw up against his temple. It's just, this old man stands there defending every choice he's made, as if he were infallible, while also showing so much regret, like he knows how much he's fucked up along the way. But he'd still do it again. Am I supposed to feel bad for him, or should I be some all-forgiving monk just because he did his best? On top of that, he has the gall to tell me what I should do? Like his words are anything other than the ramblings of a dead god. Fuck, I don't know. He looks down at the beautifully carved dwarven tiles. How do you feel about it? He's looking for some genuine shit here. Don't be too human negative, he won't like that. Exasperation. Breathless thinking. There is a good answer. Be straight with him. So what do we think about Earth? Well, I don't know. We could say he's just a man endowed with divine spark. Treat him like any other human and you will see the truth. Remember what he told you, his era is over. You and I are the ones here, this is our city now. You shouldn't have gone to Ascan to begin with, or I don't know Snell, I'm only human. Let's see. What are we gonna say? You know what? Let's say that we cannot change what happened and it is our era. Remember what he told you, his era is over. You and I are the ones here. This is our city now. So this is one, saying that it's our time to make a change, and it's in turn following the new teachings of Earth. The goblin looks up. You would make an excellent leader of the halfways. Your comment forces him to a short laugh. I don't think anyone could live up to Sage Leaf if she ever croaks, but thanks. Couldn't have gone better. A string is woven, the path is set. Ooh, and these are because I have a DC 20. Feel the warmth and strands and calming phrase. He's not so bad after everything. A goblin with good spirit might be exactly what this city needs. I did it! The dwarf at the front of the queue yells, his voice echoing out into the now almost empty temple chamber. I finally voted! I actually did it! Ha! He steps back from the ballot box, wiping sweat from his brow. The dwarf turns to look out over the chamber, tears streaming from his bloodshot eyes. I didn't think it would be so difficult! At least you got one guy who cares as much about politics as you. With this gentleman done, you see nothing now, nothing standing between you and your voice. Save your city, now. Rumblings, a vote, a trove, a war. This is the first in the rule of 3. It's time. The end of Election Day. Also, where's this? This quest is now completed as well. Okay. It's time. You approach the ballot box. Time to cast this damn vote. The guy next to you drops in his own voting card. As he too leaves the chamber, only you and Snell remain. Speaking of which, here. From his breast pocket, the goblin shows you a freshly printed voting card. I was going to say ours was ruined. Fantastic. Without any of the boxes filled in. You rummage in your pouch for a moment until you find it, your old voting card. It's so damn crinkled, all the boxes are filled in for some reason. I already have one. Yeah, but they won't accept that. The rules clearly state only one box can be filled in. So I'm only allowed to fill in one choice? That's how it works, yeah. I heard some cities do it with some kind of weird ranking system. But I'm assuming it never caught on, simply because it's way too complicated for the average voter. Well, actually, the reason why these ranking systems don't really catch on, and you got me on a rant here, the reason they don't catch on is that the people who win the election, right, they're the people who get in the current voting system. So they have no reason to change the voting system. The only way that the voting system will ever actually change is if they truly feel that they are not going to win the next election. In fact, this is the only way that they're going to get extra votes. Otherwise, they're never going to change it. And no party goes into the election thinking they're going to lose, at least not to that degree, so they never do it. It's just like the way, it's just a constant cycle of it never happening for the exact same reasons. Really, the only way it could happen is if you have like a brand new party that has huge support and just swings in with that being like their main thing, like we're going to change the voting system. But even then, there's no guarantee that once they're in, they're actually going to do it. Anyway, I don't think putting the numbers 1 to 9 in boxes is that difficult, personally. I think it's not that bad. Even if you just do top 3 voting. Number 1, number 2, number 3, how could that be hard? Anyway. Even more so for the below average voter. I'm above average, obviously. Obviously. What does filled in this case mean in this case? I'm not entirely sure. My guess is some kind of ink, graphite, or really any type of clear pencil marking. Look at the new card. The perch. It is official. Must be some goblin special version of voting cards. How lovely. You always think of everything, don't you? Oh yeah, I got an eye for detail. He holds up another card looking just as fresh. I just snagged an extra when I took one for myself. Unceremoniously, Snell then drops his own voting card into the box. Huh? Done. A power move. The vote has been cast. What, just like that? What do you want? A fucking ritual, song and dance? It's in the box, that's what matters. Well, good on you for voting, Snell. I wasn't going to not after all this. Anyhow, Snell steps aside. Your turn, Cleric. The ballot box looms. A fray of no return. Turning to leave, he instead looks back with a scrunched expression. I gotta ask one more thing. The prayer. What? The prayer. The old man mentioned you would pray every night for one thing. It's been killing me, so I gotta ask. What was it? Your heart falls onto the floor. It meshes with the dwarven tiles. Oh no. Yeah? The goblin gives you an almost desperate look. He needs to hear this. Your most closely guarded secret, only shared with your god. Does he deserve to hear it? Of course he does. It's, Snell crosses his arms. I would look out of the window each night. I'd look at the, moon and the dark sky. Then I would ask Earth to give me one thing. Yeah? He leans in. What was it? I'll hold up a finger. One. Only one is enough. I prayed for one friend. The goblin listens. One friend. That would be enough. He gives you a shrug. That's not unreasonable. It's really not. Your goblin companion laughs alongside you. He holds out a sharp claw. A handshake. A brotherhood. A friendly gesture. Take it. A hand to shake. Shake it firmly. You give him a firm handshake. He grins. Your brother in arms. See you around, Cleric. Your goblin companion then walks down the stairs, heading straight for the exit. You will see him again, for your strings are interlinked. As he goes, you hear him yell out, and don't vote for anything stupid. Watch him leave the Temple of Earth. Then you're alone. Turn back to the ballot box. You see it staring at you. Next to it, a simple pencil. Alone. Years of strife for what? For your ancestral home to be broken into squabbling pieces. All for this dream of democracy, a foreign dream. You are now about to contribute as one in approximately 300,000. For comparison, the textbook on exoteric history you read for your tower's initialization was 320,000 words long. Imagine yourself as one of those words, and realize how vastly little this action matters in the grand scheme of Norvik. Yet one singular word in that tome can change its entire meaning. You do not know much, but you know this matters. Vote. Pick up a pencil, look at the card. Everything upon your shoulders. As you bring forth the voting card, the pencil in your hand, a world watching. I know exactly what to vote. The ballot box believes you, so do it. Choose now, one final time. Is this the voting? Sound important. Meek think Master will choose good. Thanks, Meek. Yes, big thanks to me. Your talking scarf morphs back into a not talking scarf. The ballot box calls to you. You can delay it no longer. It's only one vote, it doesn't really matter, right? That's actually true, yeah. One man fighting against impossible odds, there is nothing more significant. Tense yet still. You are in control here. Make a decision. What if I choose wrong? No one's ever going to find out what you write on that card of yours, not really. If someone asks later, you can just lie. So don't think about it, or don't think too much into it. There's no correct vote, no wrong one either. Simply make do with this one singular voice of yours, an insignificant duty in a sea of mediocrity. Gods be damned, you cannot wait for this election to be over. Wonder what will happen to Norvik. Difficult to say. Chaos, order breaking down, complete collapse? Or more logically, nothing at all, since nothing really changes from the banalities like democracy. The city will live on. It has dealt with bigger issues in the past, and it will survive worse disasters in the future. You will make sure of it. Think about the Orange Ledger. It's in the hands of those dumb kids now, and a mysterious handler. Who knows what kind of a nefarious outcome that'll lead to. Fear, that is all it brings. Fear of a city lost to greed. No matter what, you know the truth from Earth himself. The city was betrayed. You were betrayed. Your body quakes at the slight chance, the smallest possibility of retribution against those responsible. Time will tell. Now get this over with before you collect as much moss as this foul temple. I'm gonna vote for... You grasp the thin card. I'm gonna vote for the party in Norvik. We've said it from the start. It is the party of the city. If the party is corrupt, we will fix it from within. You fill out the box with pride. The last defender of humanity. A true man. Hold up the voting card. You hold the card in your hand, the ballot box below. A symbol for everything you are, everything you can be. Once you put this voting card inside that box, you've already made your choice. Now follow the string. Ooh. 50%. It's a 50-50. I see. First election. March 27th, 27 EE. Esoteric Ebb. Hey, sorry for the pause in the video. This is me editing afterwards. I've decided to move things around a little bit, so I'm going to move the epilogue before the credits, and then I'm going to put the credit after the epilogue. The reason is so that we can have all of the game stuff, and then we can have the discussion about the game that we usually do over the credits, instead of it being the other way around. Just made more sense to me in my head. So, time to resume the video. With that, we end today's session. It's been an honor to DM you over the course of this adventure. Your cleric has been incredibly interesting to watch. Okay. Or should I say, the Cleric, right? Somehow you actually managed to score an actual date with Etir, the literal angel. I'm sure she's as surprised about that as I am, yet you went the distance and showed yourself interesting to whatever small degree before this ancient metaphysical being. I'm kind of assuming that these messages are one from the DM, but the DM must be Jor. Be proud of that, and a little afraid. Oh, and don't forget about your new buddy, Isk. He will have to seek out terrifyingly powerful magic in order to bring back his dear wife. You think he can do it? Maybe you'll have to help him out. Are you going to go through all the characters like this? I'm assuming so. When it comes to Meek, you've obviously got a familiar for life. Though you better keep an eye out. That old master of his is definitely still around. Maybe you'll even get to have a chat with him at some point. So this is kind of setting out the threads that could lead into like a second session, right? Then there are questions surrounding those lost mines Askel was asking for. That sounds like a higher tier dungeon to me. Well, when I say like next session, I guess I should say next campaign. I'm guessing that might be a great focus for the next adventure. That's a good word. Who doesn't love a good treasure hunt? No matter what, the Golden Horde will keep a watchful, radiating eye on the city of yours. Luckily for you, that eye will not be very interested in you, though that's a bad thing. It'll be exciting to see, or maybe that's a bad thing. It'll be exciting to see. As for Viskin, your little adventure is nothing to him, obviously. But I'm fairly certain after your midnight meeting, he and his helpers will end up crossing paths with you again, one way or another. Ultimately, though, I'm most intrigued by your encounter with Earth. For Snell, it was a meeting with the horrors of the past. For Etir, it was a reminder. The more she stays put, the faster everything around her spins. For the Cleric, it must have made a lasting impression. One that will shape his future and the era to come. Speaking of which, with the election done, I feel like this campaign indeed needs a time skip. A couple of months? Years? Norvik is heading into tumultuous times, but your party-loyal cleric will surely find a place among his peers. I can't wait to see what you do next. Christopher Beaudegard. I think it's time we start talking about the game. I think I really liked it. I think it's like an 8 or a 9 for me, with dips into 6 and 10, right? I think that's where it sits for me, right? It's if you're imagining a curve of the game, it's somewhere in that area. I haven't quite in my head worked out if I had to give it a number what I'd give it, but it's somewhere in that area, right? And I really, really did like it. We're going to start with the comparison that we started the whole thing with, right? We're going to end with that comparison, which is Disco Elysium. It's obviously very similar. Was it better? I think I prefer Disco Elysium to this game, and it took me a while to figure out why. And I think it's because this game relies upon needing the other sources. It is in a way a satire. Although it is its own thing, it is a satire and a parody, and it uses that for good humorous value, right? It uses that quite well. However, I feel like it would be less if you had less knowledge of the source material. For instance, I didn't have knowledge of all the source material. I think I played like 4 out of the 5 things that were listed. I haven't played Planescape Torment, although apparently I should. By all accounts, it's really good. But I feel like if you're missing a little bit of the source material, you maybe miss out on a few of the references here or there, and I feel like that is a problem with the game. It's not necessarily a huge problem, it's not a massive problem, it's not an issue with playing it. But I feel like I prefer Disco Elysium's like complete package. I feel it works better going in not knowing anything, right? And I feel like I prefer the darker tone that that game brings. However, this game does a lot better than Disco Elysium in a lot of ways. For instance, although we did get a lot of repeating information, the actual mystery itself felt like it flowed a lot better, and there were less ways that you could get, say, stuck. As long as you followed the path that was set out before you, and the session notes did help a little bit with it, and they definitely tried to push you so you could do the main quest. But as long as you followed the things that were in front of you, and as long as you interacted with the world in the ways that you saw it, generally, you were going to progress with the mystery. And when we got to the end, because we talked to everybody, because we understood what was happening, when it gave us that huge list of 38 names, we were able to narrow that down, and we were able to go, actually, it has to be this character. He's the only person who fit the right requirements in order to be the person we were looking for. Now, did it matter that we knew? No. But I think a good mystery is something where you can pick up on the clues, and if you were to play it a second time, where you would be like, oh, it all makes sense now. It was obviously this person, right? It's somebody that you've actually heard about in the story, and it's somebody that's actually relevant to the mystery. So I feel like the actual mystery and the ending of this game was vastly an improvement on Disco Elysium. It's just the build-up to that. I think I preferred the world building that was set up in the other game. Anyway, this game was great. It was humorous, it was fun, it was light, it was very easy to play, right? You could spend hours in conversations just listening to the characters, going through everything that they had going on. And I really, really enjoyed that. And lots of very interesting conversations about different political things that they were bringing up. And I felt like our strength playthrough was very cool to do, because the game really leaned into it, and it gave you a lot of options to just be misguided, which I think was cool, right? It was less like, you know, when you do an evil playthrough of a game, where you do like a, like say you're playing a BioWare RPG and you do an evil side, and you get this caricature evil character, and you're like, well, it just doesn't make any sense to do what I'm doing. It doesn't make any sense to be this character. It made a lot of sense to be your strength character with the information that you had. Now, you could see that it was flawed, you could see that it was misguided, but from your character's point of view, it held together, which I think was very, very, very cool. I like that quite a lot, and I like how much the game seemed to reference your character as you went through it. Not in like superficial ways, but characters would act differently towards you based upon what you had done in the past that they knew about, which I thought was very cool, especially with Snell and Earth towards the end. They properly acknowledged their actions through the game. Their dialogue reacted to it. It seemed that their dialogue was less reactionary and more like, well, when I'm saying reactionary, I am of course meaning they reacted to it, but what I'm meaning is it was less like you said something and they reacted to just that thing. It was you said something, and that plus the information they had in the past informed the reaction that you got, which I thought was really cool, right? It wasn't just reacting to the last thing that you said. And I felt like that was a good part of the game. I also really like the vibe of the game. It's very, very cool. It's something quite different. And yeah, I like the weird world that they got going on. I am interested whether they're going to do anything else in the world. Obviously, the epilogue hints at it. But I just can't see how you can do a sequel to the game as it is that makes sense. Could you do a sequel where you don't play as a Cleric of Norvik? I could see a world where that works very well. Or a sequel where it's like, no matter what you did in the past, the Free Striders were always going to come in. It doesn't actually matter what the Cleric did or what they fought for. The world is as it is now and you have to deal with it, right? That type of time skip. I feel like that would be a little bit of a cop-out. I think it would be interesting to come as a different character into the same world and learn more about it. The gates were very interesting as a concept, that there were characters brought in from other worlds, and I'm assuming that if you went down different paths, you'd learn more. Like if you went a very intellect-focused character, presumably you go more into the arcanist side of things, and you learn a lot more about that. If you go a wisdom-based character, you probably learn a lot more about the individuals within the world and how it's all put together. If you go a Freestrider character, I'm assuming you get to explore the Golden Horde more, and that's got celestials and creatures who came from other worlds and all sorts of things. And there's all sorts of different paths through this game that I think would reveal so much more information to you about this world that they've created. And I am interested to see if they do anything more in it, or whatever comes next from them. Anyway, this is the end of the playthrough, so we need to talk about what's coming next. And, yeah, I haven't fully decided yet. Basically, the next week in games that's coming out, starting today in, like, what? I'm trying to think when this goes out. So, like, 4.5 hours from now, there's, like, a state of play coming out. And then there's a whole bunch of game announcements for the next week. There could be stuff with shadow drops, at which point we'll play that, right? I was thinking there was potential for Fable to be on that list. I think that's a lot less likely. There are rumors that it's been delayed to 2027, which is crazy, because I was like thinking last year maybe I need to play through Fable in order to get it all done before the game comes out, but I guess not. It could be all sorts of things. There are all sorts of RPG companies who are working on big RPGs that don't actually have a release date, so could be that something just shadow drops in the next week. If it doesn't, I think my plan might be for us to finish off Baldur's Gate 2. I think that makes the most sense. By the way, there are rumors going around, I think from yesterday, from this video's point of view, that they're going to remake Baldur's Gate 2, which is insane to me, especially as they haven't redone 1. But anyway, I think we need to finish that off. And then it might be time for us to look at something like Planescape Torment. That would seem like the natural progression from this. I'm not going to play Zero Parades, which came out like last week. And the reason I'm not going to play that is because I don't want to get involved in the whole situation that's going on with the company behind it. If it ever gets resolved, we may go and play it. Apparently, by all accounts, it's pretty good. But anyway, we're not going to get involved in that, so that's to the side. Other things that I do want to do that are kind of in the same realm. I do want to do the Fable playthrough. I've got a version of the game which works now, although there's like 4 versions of the game and none of them are right. It's a whole thing as well. Like, they released a PC version that doesn't have controller support, despite the controller, like, despite it being a console game that was ported to PC. It's like, it's crazy. It's like, why would they do that? Anyway. So, yeah, that's on my list to play. And I don't know what else is on my list. There was something else. Oh yeah, we need to play through not Dark Heresy, that's the new one. Rogue Trader again. Whenever Rogue Trader, whenever the final DLC for that comes out, we're going to play that, and that's going to be another big CRPG for us to get through. But for now, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you'll see me in whatever comes next. So, thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.